Welcome to Guinness World Records. I'm Ian Wright, and you're about to be astounded by some of the most amazing record attempts you'll ever see. Here's what we've got lined up for you tonight.
On Guinness World Records tonight, we'll meet the man who's having a smashing time with a tower of concrete. A guy does something with milk that'll put you right off your cookies. This man doesn't take ducks to the bath, he takes rattlesnakes. And we'll meet the world's most colourful senior citizen.
But first, let's meet the lady who searches the world of records to find us these fantastic people. Kate Charman. Welcome, Kate. What happened?
Thanks, Ian. I can't begin to tell you about the astonishing records I found for you tonight.
53 parachutists hold a get-together in a bid to set a new world record. A father and son team try and go up in the world with the aid of a cannon. And Jake Semtex attempts to get in the Guinness Book again, this time on one wheel.
Do you remember when you were a kid and you was watching those great Kung Fu films and you used to love doing this? No, wait! Well, let's see a man who can do it for real. In the martial arts world, he's the Iron Man, but to us, he's the Concrete King. Please welcome Austin Go.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. I hope he wasn't put off by my little demonstration there.
That's very good.
You've got this reputation of the hard man of martial arts. Where'd you get this from?
Well, I can break any concrete block on any part of my body.
Can you show us?
Yeah, what about my shin?
Okay. What Austin is about to do is the shin sandwich. All these are real British standard breeze blocks. They each weigh 1 stone. And this is a 14-pound sledgehammer.
2, go, and dash!
How do you do that? How do you do that
Well,
on your bare shins?
Well, it's just the control of your chi.
Your chi.
Yes, the flow around your body.
Sorry, the chi is the...
Chi is the flow of energy around your body.
And can it take the pain away?
Well, the pain will not be there if you control your chi. And now I can show you that I can do it between my legs also.
You mean your main part?
Wow. Well, every part is not my main part.
Have you got children?
Too many.
Well, he's got children, so he can do this without worrying, maybe. Oh my gosh.
In your nephew, there's no box there.
I'll give that a miss, Austin. Oh my God.
Hang on, Franco.
There we go. The chi.
Wait, Franco, wait!
Whoa! Don't do it, ready. It's not ready, man. Make sure the chi gets there, Austin.
Okay, go for it. 1.
Whoa! Well, as impressive as both those were, it's not the actual record he's going for tonight. Is that right, Austin?
Yes, that's right. What we're going to do, we're going to attempt to Guinness World Record by breaking 5 pyramids, 1 each time.
And that's called the demolition stairway.
That's right.
Are you ready for that? Do you think you can?
I'm quite confident.
What, Austin's going to go and prepare himself?
Yeah.
We've set an incredible test of his concentration, strength and endurance. Tonight he's going to attempt a new Guinness World Record for the stairway demolition. Austin has got 1 minute to try to destroy this stairway by smashing each of these piles of blocks in turn. He must break at least the first 5 stacks to qualify as a new Guinness World Record. How are you feeling, Austin?
Confident, no problem.
Austin needs to prepare. Once the attempt starts, though, everybody can really go for it and give Austin as much encouragement as he can. Are you ready, Austin?
Thank you.
No problem. Michael Feldman, our Guinness judge. You ready, Michael?
I'm ready.
Okay.
3, 2, 1,
go! Go, Austin! over. Oh, what a great... So let me see your arm. Look at his arm. Look at show him your arm. He's just got little minor scratches on it. That's unbelievable. Michael, how long did he do?
Unbelievable. For the 5 stack, 17 seconds. But sadly, you didn't make the last stack.
Oh.
But you got the world record.
World record holder. Let's have a look back at that attempt and see how it went. That was pretty easy, that went.
Yeah, 1, 2 was easy.
And 3 looks pretty easy. You had a little hesitation.
Yeah, but I just want to concentrate on the 4th.
Right,
so that I could...
So you're just getting ready for the 4th, and then
right.
you actually, you're smashing. That's smashing.
What's going to the 5th?
The 5th? Bang! Look at that, look. It's broken. This last one.
Unfortunately, I didn't want the last block slipped and fell.
Bang! Oh, yeah. And I see you just trying to finish it off there. But that's not all Austin's going to do for us tonight. He's not happy with 1 Guinness record. He's going to try and break 2. What are you going to do for us tonight?
I'm going to do 15 years ago, I did 15 blocks, but now I'm going to do 1 more, which is 16 blocks.
You're mad. Take the floor, my friend. To break his personal best and establish a brand new Guinness World Record, Austin must withstand the force of his assistant, smashing his way through 16 3-inch blocks. This is a very dangerous act. The blocks alone weigh over 16 stone. If he succeeds, he will hold the Guinness World Record for the highest tower smash. That's 16 stone on top of Austin now.
Okay, hold on first. Okay. Go for it, go.
He's ready, he's ready, he's ready.
Go for it now.
Move him off. Oh, quickly. How much longer? And again, move it off. And again, move that one. Yeah, them three, all of them 3. That one as well, look, that one, look that one. Can you feel it more the higher it is, and the more they knock off, the less the weight is, obviously?
Well, obviously, yeah, the faster they do it, the less the weight is on top.
At this time, you're saying, quick.
Yeah, because
Look.
they were taking the time and doing it.
I know, it's because they're not under there, Austin. You don't seem too uncomfortable with it.
Well, what I do, I just use my chi, control my energy, and try to make sure that everything's okay.
The chi's good.
That's right, yeah.
Has the chi ever run out?
Well, never. Otherwise, you'd die, isn't it?
That's brilliant. Well, it's official. A new world record for the highest concrete tower smash. Austin, go. Whoa! Whoa. We're off to America now to join Mark Thompson in our Los Angeles studio. He's found a man who's only got eyes for his favorite drink, milk.
I'm here with Mike Morrell from Vancouver, Canada. He's a regular guy, he's a graphic designer. But folks, Mike just happens to be able to do something that you can only see on Guinness Primetime. Tell everyone what you're going to do with that milk right there.
I'm going to suck this milk up my nose, and I'm going to blow it out my eye, or squirt it out my eye.
Yes, that's correct. Mike's going to put the milk in his nose and squirt it out of his eye. Whew. In order to qualify for a Guinness record, Mike's going to squirt for distance. Prior to the show, we pre-recorded one of his nose-to-eye projections. You can see it here. All right. Mike loading. Filling up that cavity. Oh! This is freaky. Do you understand that? How did you discover you were able to do that as we watch it again in slow motion?
I started off, I was in a swimming pool, and I sneezed underwater, and I noticed the bubbles were coming out of my eye.
Has there been a medical opinion as to what's going on in your head? I mean, physically going on in your head.
Physically,
Yeah.
I don't know the exact medical terms, but apparently there's a valve that drains tears down your throat, and normal people's valve works one way. Mine works both ways. So I'm able to force stuff up and through it.
What do your parents think of the act?
My dad doesn't seem to mind. My mom has a bit of a problem with it.
We're going to turn it all around here tonight. Okay. All right, the moment is at hand. Our Guinness judges will measure the distance of your squirt, and you will go in the Guinness book. Now, let's be clear about this. We're going to measure from the edge of this table to the furthest point of the milk landing on the table. What kind of milk are you using, by the way?
I think it's 2%.
It's 2% milk? Is that for optimum distance?
It's a little heavier, so it travels farther.
All right. You ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
Good luck. He's loading now the right nostril. Oh my God! Woo! Unbelievable! Guinness judges are in. That was amazing! That was remarkable. I had no idea that it was a continuous stream like that. I mean, I thought it's a squirt. I mean, that was a fire hose coming out of there. Let's take a look at it again. What's the sensation that you're feeling right now?
I don't know that there is a sensation.
Can you describe it? I mean, that came... Look at that. You were guiding it, weren't you? You were aiming right there. Oh, my God! Even Mike is just shaking his head right now. Check out the reaction of the woman in blue. It's a brand new Guinness record at 5 feet. What are your plans, Mike?
Well, I think my wife's going to want me to retire after this. But if I get a challenger, I have to defend my title. I think I'll be back.
May you live forever as a Guinness record holder. Mike Morrell, thanks a lot, and good luck. Congratulations.
Well, that's another record that was officially the yuckiest thing I've ever seen. Now onto something much nicer. Women's bodies. After the break, I'm going to ask one of these three ladies to take their clothes off and show us their amazing body. Will it be Jane? Sean? Or Isabel? I'll tell you all in a couple of minutes. You'll also find out what this lot are up to.
Coming up, we'll discover if Jackie Bibby gets rattled by taking a bath with 35 snakes. A father and son get themselves fired all the way into the record books. And this man will get on his bike to try and break the record for the world's longest wheelie.
Welcome back. I cannot believe some of the lengths some people will go to get into the record books. Kate?
Dave Smith and his son Dave Jr. aren't travelling that far, but it's how they're getting there that's going to break the record. They're trying to fly the furthest distance after being fired out of a cannon. For this record, a father and son will fly faster and higher than ever before, thanks to the most powerful cannons ever built.
It's a machine. There's enough power in there to, I tell people, to make peanut butter out of you, literally.
52-year-old Dave Smith Sr. already holds the record, but is ready to smash it.
Lock up your body so that when that thing hits you, you got to be straight and tough enough so that when that goes, it doesn't bend you sideways or drop your head down. If it drops your head down, you come out turning.
Alongside Dave Smith Sr. is his 22-year-old son, Dave Smith Jr. Today, they hope to fire themselves over 200 feet, twice the normal cannonball distance and 20 feet more than the current record.
Now, if we go over those first layer of flags, we ought to be fine. The second layer of flags, going away from the cannon, is It's kind of to help people judge how far past we were.
Many years ago, Dave Smith Sr. was a school teacher, but he ran away to join the circus.
I think he's an adrenaline junkie underneath. There's nothing like it. There isn't. I've done a lot of wild things, and there's nothing like being in the cannon at this distance. There's nothing like it.
Father and son have been mentally and physically preparing themselves with a series of practice shots. After each success, the cannons are moved back a few inches.
You can get in the gym and get pumped, and it'll help you for things like in the net and all that. Hold your body, muscle mass is good, but there's nothing that'll get you ready for that initial kick.
This is Dave Jr.'s final practice. There he goes, focusing solely on the net and his landing. Dave's made 160 feet, that's 20 feet short of the record. In replay, we see that Dave's body is blasted from 0 to 55 miles an hour in less than a second. He's then only got 1.5 seconds to find the net before twisting onto his back for landing. He's then flying blind as he can't see where he's going. A miscalculation would mean disaster. Dave Sr.'s final practice shot wasn't so smooth. On landing, he ricocheted out of the net towards the cement paving nearby.
And so I lit in it and bounced clear out past the back of the net and lit in the lake, just a few feet away from a cement pillar, really, so we were quite lucky.
After the near miss, the father and son team try and find a solution to the dangerous bounce in the nets. After much discussion, they decide to soak them with water to shrink and tighten them. The tighter the nets, the less the bounce. The danger is that if the nets are too tight, it would be like landing on a brick wall. Both men will not know how tight the nets are until they hit them. With only an hour to go, the final checks are being made on the cannons. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to show you how the cannons work. It's a trade secret. We've attached a mini camera on Dave Sr.'s helmet. We'll be able to see exactly what Dave sees as he attempts to break his own Guinness record. Dave Smith Sr. says that at this point, he cannot allow himself to think about his son and the fact that his life may also be on the line.
I'm pretty good at divorcing concern for my children out of my mind. If I allow myself to think about it, it's crazy, you know, to watch your son get shot out of a cannon.
It's the final moments now. This is what Dave Sr. sees as he climbs into the cannonball. The countdown begins.
5, 4, 3.
The fuse is lit. This is for a new Guinness record. There they go. They're both beginning to flip and both hit the net and the water. It looks like both men are safe and okay. In replay, we can see that Dave Jr. actually blasts out of the cannon barrel first, rolls onto his back, closely followed by his father.
You know, I just came out and there's just so much more height than I've ever had. Normally I start coming down and I was still going up, and just a lot longer ride. I couldn't be happier. Dad! Hey, Dad!
I'm very proud of this young fellow here.
I'm very proud of this old guy.
Now is the moment of truth as officials measure the length of both jumps. Here's what Dave Sr. saw during his flight. There's his shadow on the bottom left of your screen. And there's the landing.
First for Dave, the bullet. Official number, 181 feet and 1 inch. That meant, for a brief instant of time, you have the record. Woo! And then Dad came along. Cannonball Smith, we're talking about, friends. Official numbers, here they are. 185 feet, 10 inches.
It's official. Dave Smith Sr. has smashed his own record and remains the furthest flying human cannonball in history.
Before the break, I promised you one of these ladies would get undressed and show us why she's got the most stunning body. Okay, so whichever one of you could it be? Is it you? Maybe not. Or is it you, sweetie? It must be. I think it's you, ladies and gentlemen, Isabel Varley. That's a lot of tattoos. What made you start, Isabel?
I went to a tattoo convention in 1986, and I decided I wanted a tattoo. So the next week I went along to a tattooist. I had a small bird on the shoulder.
Well, yeah?
Yeah, and a little flower just up here.
Is it this one? This little flower over here?
There. Yeah.
Why so many?
Well, that was the first two, and then I kept going every fortnight, having more, starting at the top, and then working right down to my feet.
So...
Because I just got the bug, I couldn't stop.
I'd say you got the bug. What's the average tattoo cost, you know, because you're...
Well, we start for something small, about £20, 25. I mean, something large, you can go up to £70. Just depends who you go to.
How much would you say you have spent?
Right, about 12 to 15,000.
Ooh. You feel that that's money well spent?
Oh, definitely.
Which one's your favourite first? Which one's your favourite?
Oh, my tigers.
Do you have to go often to get them coloured? Because this one over here is fading a
No, it's your eyesight. It's not
bit. You're having a
fading.
laugh, aren't you? That one's not the same colour as that one.
No, it's different. He was born different time.
So the tigers are your favourite?
Yeah.
What's the most recent one you've had? Yeah.
Oh, Millennium. This is the Millennium one.
It looks very new and very red. Like, I got some myself, but what's it?
Oh, come
I
on,
would
I'm
never,
joking,
I'd never...
Let's have a look at yours.
No. What's it called? Okay. So who is the most tattooed woman in the world?
There's a woman in the United States of America called Julie Janus, and she's 95% of her body is tattooed. All her face is done.
Well, at Guinness World Records, we go to great lengths to make sure our records are authentic. To get the title of the world's most tattooed senior citizen, Guinness judge Michael Feldman has to check that Isabel is indeed tattooed all over. I'll just, one sec, Keith. I'll just get out of the way. Ooh. So what is it, my kid? Because I couldn't see from where I was.
Closer look?
No.
I mean, based on earlier observations, 76% of Isabel's body surface area is covered in tattoos. And the density of them is amazing. I mean, it's totally covered that area of 76%.
A new Guinness record for the world's most tattooed senior citizen, ladies and gentlemen, Isabel Varley. Okay, most of us get a bit freaked out when we look in the bathtub and find a big hairy spider lurking near the plug hole, but this next bloke wouldn't be at all fazed. When you look in his tub, you'll see rattlesnakes, and lots of them. Here's Mark Thompson.
I'm here with Jackie Bibby, a social worker from Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome, Jackie. Tell everybody what you're going to attempt tonight.
I'm going to get in that bathtub, and we've got about 50 rattlesnakes in this barrel over here. We're going to get the snakes out inside the pit, and then we're going to get as many as possible inside the bathtub with me.
Guys, why don't you start spreading the snakes out? And audience, I should tell you, we put up these protective barriers so that even if one of the snakes gets loose, it shouldn't be able to get to you. Now that rattle sound that they're making, that is what makes them rattle. They do that. Is that a sign that they're going to attack?
It's a nervous reaction. It is indicating that the snakes are feeling aggressive. You know, that is a warning.
Prior to our show, our Guinness judges counted the number of snakes that you see right now. There are 48 western diamondback rattlesnakes on our stage. And to prove this is not a trick, we've asked Dr. Stephen Secor, he's a PhD in biology, to verify that the snakes are indeed poisonous. Doctor, you've done that. Have they been altered in any way?
No, they haven't. I checked them earlier. They're very active. They're very aggressive. And any one of these snakes could potentially provide a lethal bite.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome, Mark.
I want to emphasize that in the event something does go wrong, we do have emergency medical technicians standing by. Jackie, you're ready?
I'm ready.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
Jackie's putting his life in the hands of those snake wranglers. He has to trust them to get him in and get him out safely. If they fail, Jackie could be bitten, and that could be fatal.
Get him out.
These snake handlers are trying to evaluate, apparently, what snakes are in what state of agitation.
Yeah, there's one real deep up under me, but I think he's going to be all right.
As Jackie's sitting there like that, these snakes are moving around him, similar to the way you'd find them moving in a den situation. And Jackie's going to be in that tub for quite a while. The key is that he doesn't move, because the movement is what can trigger the strike. The count is 22 deadly rattlesnakes in the tub with Jackie. They need to load these snakes in as quickly as they possibly can. What they're doing now is placing snake number 32 on Jackie's unprotected head, and this is Jackie's signature move. Jackie told me that they do this with a snake that's called cowed down. That's the position where the rattlesnake has his head tucked inside the coils. Of course, the snake can become uncoiled and bite Jackie in his neck or even his head. As the snake count continues to rise, all eyes are on Jackie's hands.
Bring in, Doug.
We're looking for the signal that he'll indicate no more. That's snake number 35. Jackie says no more. The Guinness judges indicate 35 snakes in the tub. That's a new Guinness record. We're going to ask the audience not to applaud. Please, no movement in the studio. They have to get the snakes out of the tub, and that is actually arguably more difficult than getting them in to begin with.
Slow and easy, guys. Get that one on my head. Thank you.
They have to get each snake out now cleanly, taking extra care not to entangle it with another snake.
Just like pickup sticks.
Remember, any sudden movement could provoke a strike. They're going to have to pull some of those snakes out from under Jackie or even from behind Jackie. Those, I would think, would clearly be the most difficult maneuvers.
This one's in my left, head's out.
Obviously, they're taking great care with this particular snake. They're trying to move Jackie forward because there's a snake wedged right in behind him. The snake's head is right under Jackie's pants. The cowboy hat is used to protect Jackie's head and spine from any possible strikes from a snake.
That's the last one? That's it.
Yes. Congratulations. A new Guinness World Record. Let's look at a replay of the snakes being put in the tub while you were there. These are the last two snakes that gave you the record. Was there any point at which you felt you were in trouble?
There was one point there when one of the snakes did bite at another snake or one of the handlers. I couldn't tell exactly what he bit at, but I did see him strike. And luckily they had the presence of mind to take him back out.
Congratulations. Jackie Bibby, thank you so much. Thanks to your very capable crew. You gave us quite a thrill. Thank you, guys.
Well, it'll take a brave man to look for the soap in that bath. Join us in part 3 when you'll see more fantastic stuff like this.
Coming up on Guinness World Records, Jake Semtex is back as he tries a wheelie for 200 miles. And 53 parachutists come together as they plummet towards the earth.
Welcome back. Our next film is about a man who wants to do the world's longest ever wheelie. The only problem is, if he wants to beat the record, he's got to do it for over 200 miles. Some Guinness World Records are the product of brute strength or a moment of extreme exertion. Others come from lonely determination and years of isolated dedication and practice. Stunt rider Jake Semtex knows all about the loneliness of a long-cherished dream.
The longest wheelie ever recorded so far was actually done by a chap called Yasuyuki Kudo of Japan. He done a wheelie for 205.5 miles. I'm one of 2 people in the world who can wheelie a supercross track or a motocross track and superbikes as well. All this adds up to giving myself the skill, the judgment and the determination to be able to wheelie a bike around a circuit for over 200 miles.
5 years of preparation have gone into Jake's assault on the world endurance wheelie record, but a long and perilous road lies ahead. If he is to realise his dream, Jake will have to ride on one wheel for up to 6 lonely hours. As the marathon begins, it's a test of mental as well as physical stamina, and fraught with moments of difficulty.
Our 3 main problems are refueling, the cornering and the weather. If we get over each one of those in succession, we're there. It's going to be ours.
If Jake is to make the record, he will have to refuel the bike in motion at least 4 times.
We have to actually refuel the bike while we're doing a wheelie at 50 miles an hour. This routine has never before been attempted by anybody in the world. My crew member pulls beside me in our pickup truck and he actually leans across, he undoes the top on the tank and he pumps fuel into me as we're actually wheeling. And as I look down, my foot peg on the motorbike is actually 6 inches from his knees.
Jake was offered several choices of refueling methods, but insisted that this was his tried and tested manoeuvre. He's now approaching 2 full circuits, 8.3 miles, but in order to beat the 205-mile record, he will have to complete over 47 more laps.
There's a lot of mental strain and a lot of physical strain doing this. For 6 hours, you still have to hold on to the bike. You still have to use the throttle, the gears, the brakes, everything a normal motorcycle rider would do for all this time. Your legs still hurt, your back still hurt, and you have to concentrate solely on what you're doing. You can't let your mind wander. You have to keep focused, you have to keep straight. Boredom does set in sometimes, but when you're doing a world record, there's a lot on it. It takes a split second to cock up. If you're going around a corner and you've got the bike leaned in and I think of something else, it only takes a split second for the wheel just to drop that little bit too much and you can't bring it up again.
It's an unimaginable ordeal, but Jake's inspiration comes from a chance meeting 13 years ago with a motorcycle hero.
The first time I met Dave Taylor properly was we did the first ever wheelie competition at the British Motorcycle Federation rally. Dave Taylor was judging it. And I thought, oh, we've got to impress here, and I actually won the competition. Unfortunately, Dave won't be with us to see this world record. He died some years ago of an illness, and if I do succeed in this world record attempt, and if we do get the world record, I'd dedicate it to Dave Taylor, because if anybody's there, or anybody should be there, it's Dave.
42 miles down, and it's time for Jake's first refueling maneuver. As he drops to 50 miles an hour, the support truck has to exactly match his speed. There are no pit stops allowed, and the refueling must be executed on one of the straights before the bike has to corner. This means there are now under 2 minutes to complete this hazardous procedure, and the clock is running. It calls for precise coordination and timing. Jake is dangerously close to the side of the truck. The slightest contact could lead to disaster. First, the fuel cap is removed. The refueler mustn't knock the bike off its line. In the truck's slipstream, Jake is wrestling to control his attitude. This calls on all of Jake's concentration and experience. He has to maintain the wheelie, but also has to get as close as he dare to the side of the truck. The throttle control required to maintain the wheelie makes it near impossible to remain in a constant position. After several abortive attempts, the fuel nozzle finally finds its home and the petrol can start to flow. The support team are now frantically pumping fuel as the corner approaches. Once the petrol is on board, Jake knows he can relax a little for another 10 laps. But something's wrong. He's down! With the tank still open, Jake is being doused in petrol. One spark and it could become a fireball. He's moving. He looks to be okay. And the paramedics and support team are quickly on the scene. This is a crushing blow for Jake after 5 years of preparation. But he still manages a wry smile.
Can't believe this guy, can you?
Amazingly, despite the impact, Jake suffers just bruises and a badly grazed hand. Looking at the action replay, we can see Jake edging back with the fuel line still lodged in the tank. His teammate can't extract the nozzle in time. Jake, still attached to the line, is pulled sideways and crashes to the ground. It's remarkable that he's not more badly injured.
No pins and needles this time. Yeah. Just cheesed off more than anything. You know. Oh well. Let's see if we can get the bike going again yet.
It'll be a while before Jake Semtex can once again take on his long-cherished world record.
Only 192 miles short. Was he all right?
He was okay, and by the time we left him, he was back on his bike. It shows just how difficult that record is to break.
On Guinness World Records, we're nothing if not fair. You might remember in an earlier show, we challenged Peter Dowdeswell to eat a 3-course meal in under a minute. But we made a terrible mistake. The mashed potato we gave him was not to his rigorous record-breaking specification. So we've given him another chance to prove himself as the world's greatest glutton. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who came within 15 prunes of a world record, Mr. Peter Dowdeswell, please, ladies. Give it up for Peter. Peter Dowdeswell. So, Pete, what was wrong the last time? What was exactly wrong with it?
What was exactly wrong? They give me powdered mashed potatoes mixed with cream and garlic, which it's supposed to be proper mashed potatoes. Ordinary potatoes, not powdered mash.
How can they? Is this everything right with that?
Yes, everything's okay with this.
In front of us here is a meal consisting of a pint of oxtail soup, a pound of the proper mash, half a pound of sausage and beans, and 50 prunes to help Peter later on, maybe. You know, is this mashed correct for you, Pete? Is this gonna
No,
do
I've just got to mash the beans and potatoes together.
Please, you know. Do you think you can do it this time, Pete?
Yeah.
You having yourself then? You fancy yourself?
Yes, I do.
Before you go, I just want the audience to see this wonderful little trick that Peter's got with his garlic. Pete, let me up, Pete. I'll do it. Let it go. Pete, let me. Thank you. Right, let me put it over here, Pete, just in case you eat it. Right. Hang on a sec. I'm only kidding. Pete's the governor. Pete, show him this. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. This is unbelievable. Pete's got something he does with his gullet. Peter, the gullet. Did you see that? We've got our Guinness judge, Michael Feldman. He's ready with a stopwatch. Let's hope that a terrible injustice can now be righted. Michael, if you please.
Countdown from 3, 3, 2, 1,
Go,
go!
Pete! Go, Pete! 5 seconds! Go, Pete! Go, Pete! Get it! Go, Pete! 10 seconds! 20 time! Go, Pete! Go, Pete! 15! 15 seconds! 20 time! Go, Pete! Yes! Go, Pete! 20! Go, Pete! That's enough! That's enough! That's enough! 25! Bruce, 25 seconds! Go, Pete! 50, Bruce! Go, Pete! 30! 30 seconds, Pete! 10 of time! 10 of time! Go, Pete! 35! Go, Pete! Go, Pete! 40! Wait, wait, wait!
My man! You see? Did anyone... Where was the suit? Wasn't there quite the suit? How quick did that go, Pete?
I don't know.
How quick? No, but you can do a pint in...
I'll do a pint in 2/5 of a second.
2/5 of a second.
Pint of beer, yeah.
That's unbelievable. Pete, it was all right today, yeah?
Yeah, it's perfect.
You see, we just can't get the staff. You know, we would have
It
made
wasn't
it
that,
all
it was a French chef.
There was a French chef?
Yeah.
What does a French chef know about mashed potato bangers and beans? All due respect to the French. Mike, is everything finished sufficiently for it to be a Guinness World Record, apart from that bit there?
Yeah.
On the table?
I'm reasonably happy with that. And on the prune, it was 45 seconds dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, at long last, a brand new Guinness record for Peter Daswell! No, we are not finished yet. Kate's got one more awe-inspiring tale for us. Kate?
Well, Ian, I've got 53 parachutists all stacked up together for a world record thousands of feet above the earth. There's enormous danger of getting their parachutes entangled. This really is death-defying. Check it out. Canopy stacking is an exhilarating yet dangerous air sport. This group of enthusiasts want to break the Guinness record by stacking 56 jumpers into one formation and holding it for 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, this is good.
The international team of experts purposely fly into each other, which requires great skill, so they are able to hook their legs onto the canopy beneath them, interlocking into a vast human huddle. Remember, all this time they're plummeting towards the earth. There are many ways for a stack to go wrong. Human error, equipment failure, but more likely is the unpredictable force of the strong winds that can cause collisions and loss of control.
I was on a jump several years ago where an 8-way formation collapsed, and there were 6 of us that became tangled up in what I call a ball of death. We're all tangled up with parachutes and lines, and there's no open parachutes.
Oh my God.
We plummeted for a total of 5,000 feet before everyone was able to get out of the situation.
Come on, get out of that one. Yes, yes, reserve opening. Yeah, reserve right.
In 1994, it was this wind shear that dashed the hopes of this successful challenge by hitting the left side of this 36 formation and creating a ripple effect all the way over to its right side. This sent Alan Gutsall and Nazar Buzzer plummeting down, wrapped in their parachutes. The cameraman continues to film as Nazar is able to cut away just in time for a safe landing. Alan is now caught in 2 sets of chute lines and is violently spun around.
I had a loop around my ankle that was twisting up like a rubber band. I was spinning so fast that I was able to pull the lines apart and flip over backwards, get my ankle out. Clean air now. I have no canopies, no lines on me, and I can dump my reserve and land neatly and sweetly.
Pay attention to who's next to you, who's above you. This is the right side of the formation.
Alan Gutzel and Nazar Buzzer have overcome their fears from previous challenges and have joined up with the team in Kassel, Germany to go for the biggest formation ever attempted. 3 large planes packed with excited jumpers take off and head towards the formation coordinates. "36 jumpers exit the plane and form a core diamond. The core is already as big as the 1994 attempt. Each team member has an assigned spot, but Guinness rules allow them to switch places if necessary, and the clock won't start until the last person is in place. It looks like they have it, but just as they link up, a wind shear brings down the right side.
Break it down, go. Okay, let's break it on.
This formation is only held for 2.3 seconds, and it's not long enough to be a record.
It's a real emotional roller coaster when you build the world's largest formation and then find out that you didn't hold it long enough and you don't have a record.
After analysing the weaknesses in the 56 formation, Mike decides that reducing the number of jumpers is the only way to succeed. Once again, the core forms up and the wingmen take their places. The colossal tower, when complete, is as tall as an 18-storey building. 4, 5, 6 seconds. They held the formation for 6 seconds, and it appears to be a record.
There was a lot of screaming and hooting and hollering in the air. As we were flying back to the airport, everyone was kicking and waving at each other. It was a party in the sky.
A review by the judges on the ground makes it official. This 53-person stack is a new record.
Yeah, all right. That's excellent, excellent job.
Like then, we've spent as long as we can on air, and now we've hit the ground and run out of time. Make sure you join us next week when we'll bring you even more extraordinary record attempts. Until then, good night.